you got a ample carriage there, Buster. Causing a little drag.
Sorry. You're getting close to the edge.
Huh?
You see the edge? The edge! Ah!
Well, as I was just telling you, this is my first time here at Disney Animation Studios, and I am learning so much. Thank you. I'm
so glad you're here.
I am very excited to be here. Thank you. Of course, I'm joined by Rich Moore, Phil Johnston, directors, of course, behind Ralph Breaks the Internet. I had no idea how complex it was until being here today.
We didn't either.
What, was it a surprise? You've got the ideas, you're starting to execute it. Did you have any idea the undertaking that it would be for the team?
Not really. I mean,
I think in the back of the brain, you always know that these things are huge leviathans.
We're so delusional, though.
But,
like, the idea of, oh, we'll send them to the internet was instantly met with all this excitement of, oh my gosh, what a great idea. It's going to be so fun and funny. And then, like, 2 days pass, and we're like, we have no idea what the internet looks like.
Now we have to build
rules
it.
Are. Oh, this is a horrible idea. What have we done? But then we're so in love with the idea that we dragged 500 other people along on this this disaster.
But we know what's going. It's all under control.
Yeah, right.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, even go back further than that. I came away with such a warm feeling about friendship, and you had already touched on earlier in the day how you are very proud of the fact that there's feeling and meaning at the end of the movie. Do you start with a meaning, or do you start with where you want the characters to go and the meaning just kind of evolves from it? Explain the process of actually coming up with this idea, because that's what I took away from it.
Well, this one, I mean, they're all different.
Yeah.
Every single project has a whole different kind of life and history to them that is unique. And this one began as kind of the big concept of what if we send two little arcade characters into the internet, married with the idea that we were going to examine their friendship, which was broken, that they don't realize it, that they're in a codependent, friendship. And going to this new place is going to start to expose the cracks, like, in that relationship. So that's, at its most basic, that's kind of how it started.
And sometimes you don't want to get so married to a theme or an idea that you're not willing to let other ideas come in and let the story kind of tell you what it wants to be. And it sounds crazy, but at a certain point, the story does start kind of guiding you. The decisions you make in Act 1 will determine what happens in Act 2, and on like that. And so we try to be fairly open for a while, for at least a year or so, to all kinds of crazy ideas without fully locking down all of the themes, knowing that we want it to be about friendship, and we start there and then sort of narrow it down as we go.
Well, I like that you brought up that you're open-minded, because I've kind of heard that theme meeting with certain other people here, and one of the ideas and one of the scenes that sticks out to me is the princess scene. Not gonna lie, it was definitely my favorite, but I heard how you really did listen to the actresses behind those voices and even kind of manipulated what people saw in the scene. I think that's a perfect example of what you're talking about, right?
Oh, for sure.
Well, because we work with experts, like, in their field, whether they be an artist who does storyboard panels, an artist that paints designs of a background, a technician that knows how to bring to life a giant Ralph made of hundreds of thousands of little Ralphs. These are things that on our own we could only do to a certain, height. These are people that can take it so much further than we could as directors. So with the princess scene, of course, like, those actresses that created those characters vocally and physically too, because a lot of the performance is kind of based on video of them, acting those scenes out. Of course, they're going to be able to elevate, the scene to a place things that we're not even thinking about, and that's kind of our process, that the best idea wins.
I don't know if I notice this more because I'm an adult now, but it seems like the older I get, I'm able to see more in the films that kids would like, but then there's also those little things that adults are going to get too. How important is that for you to do? For instance, the Easter eggs, this film has more than ever before. Is that one way you're able to do that, or how are you able to capture all age groups into these films? And you've done so well with Ralph Breaks the Internet.
It's the biggest challenge, I would say, about making these films is knowing that my 7-year-old son has to love it as much as I love it, as much as my 84-year-old dad loves it, you know? And finding things that will play to kids on one level, and kids are always smarter than we think, and you don't need, like, kids resent it, I think, when you talk down to them or preach at them or whatever. And adults then don't want to just go to a kids movie and take a nap on a Saturday afternoon. So we always try to find things that are funny to us as adults, and also knowing that there's a part of us that, like I said before, is like a 10-year-old kid, you know. So like you kind of have to have a sense of imagination and creativity and love of you know, the imagination to, I think, really fall in love with movies like this. But hopefully enough adults have that, because certainly kids do. That doesn't go away until you're, I don't know, hardened by the world.
Well, guys, thank you to the both of you so much, and good luck on the Academy Award as well.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you.